I'm Elliot, a writer, and I'm going to be typing out The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Why? Because that is something that Hunter S. Thompson did because he wanted to see what it would be like to write a masterpiece. Now that I have some time on my hand, I figured out it would be a good opportunity for me to copy a classic word for word. So please join me every Saturday until I finish the whole novel. Welcome back to another episode of me, Elliot, typing out The Great Gatsby. When I started this project, I was very excited to be doing it. I was super stoked. I remember the first few episodes looking forward to doing this. Today, not so much. Today, I am dragging a bit. I was not looking forward to doing this. And now I'm here just trying to get it over with. I think that's the way for many projects. It's as soon as the excitement is gone, you kind of get into the routine of everything. And now I'm in the dip and I just gotta keep going, just find some sort of momentum to keep at it, I suppose. Still here in lockdown mode. This was a tough week, just mentally. I feel tired all the time. This was a tiring week. I don't know it's hard to remember how I felt 5 weeks ago, but this one felt pretty exhausting. I don't know if it's getting easier. At times it feels like it's getting easier, but it's hard to say at this point. Much like typing out The Great Gatsby, it has its good days and bad. So there is a few things I want to touch on before we get started. I want to talk a little bit about the intention of what I'm doing here and all of this, and what I'm hoping to get out of it. I feel like you gotta set that mind frame, you gotta approach it, because there's two things when you're living life, I suppose, especially as a creative. There is learning and then there is creating. And to me, they're two separate modes of being. You're in learning mode or you're in creating mode. And so what I'm doing here is pretty much just being in learning mode. I am trying to analyze it. I'm trying to just, think about what I'm doing a little bit more, as opposed to when I'm creating, I'm just letting it flow out of me. And they say you shouldn't really analyze too much when you're just creating, and because it slows you down. I don't know. We'll dive deeper into that whole thing as the weeks come, so stay tuned for that when I actually figure out what I'm trying to say here. And my intention for this week, what I want to do when looking at the text of F. Scott Fitzgerald, is that I want to look at the rhythm of his sentences and how they flow together, the length of them and the word choices he has, and the way he breaks out the sentence. It kind of, the way it was described to me when I am still learning, when I'm learning about sort of sentences and rhythm and pacing, is to think of a sentence as a Morse code. And you have sort of the beeps, the different beeps, the beeps, no beeps, long beeps. I actually don't know anything about Morse code. And just try to understand it that way. And so, I guess let's start the discovery process of that. I don't even know. Chapter 2, I'm going to use. So there's also a few other things I want to do today in today's episode. I'm going to give you some fun facts about F. Scott Fitzgerald as well later on. I'm going to sort of portion everything out into these segments. I think the structure of the show is kind of like mutating as we go week to week, much like this virus is mutating week to week. But unlike the virus, this show is not killing thousands and thousands of people. Or is it? I don't know. No. Thousands and thousands of people are not affected by this show whatsoever. Anyways, another thing that I want to do as well is time my typing speed. I thought that was a lot of fun last week to just see where I was. I had 56 words per minute, which I think is pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I could break that. It's sort of like every week I'm gonna try to break that high score. It's thrilling content I'm creating here. Anyways, let's get started and we'll sort of do all the little things that I want to do as we go. So here we go. Oh God. This is okay. Sorry. The sentence I'm about to type looks exactly like the sentence I just typed. Okay, so that is a long sentence. I don't know if this is the one I want to dissect. I see that there grow like wheat. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, okay. This is a valley of ashes, a fantastic farm where ashes grow like wheat into ridges and hills, and grotesque gardens where ashes take form of houses and chimneys and rising smoke, and finally, with a transcendent effort of ash-gray men who dimly and already crumbling through the powdery air. Interesting. I don't even know what to say to that. kind of builds up. The previous sentence, this one right here, that's so very long, it kind of sets it, and then he like builds it. It kind of works upon each other, builds up the momentum, if that kind of makes sense. And he describes it with that sort of momentum of a little bit more detail, until it ends with what he wants to focus on. It gives out, it goes to the creek and comes to a rest, and the meat swarms out. Yeah, I don't know. Not everything that comes out of my mouth is going to be brilliant, unfortunately. But I feel like I need to kind of articulate my thoughts, otherwise I just lose it. So I think that's a little thing I want to practice, is just to talk about what I'm seeing or what I'm feeling from it, and it might come out as very stupid stuff, but I tried. Where am I? Oh, next paragraph. Sorry, I'm also I feel a little bit blurry today. I'm definitely, I don't even know, I feel very stiff, I got my dress shirt on today, looking professional. Haven't worn a dress shirt in about 6 weeks now, so thought I'd pull it out. It's very, very wrinkly. Haven't ironed, so can't, just little efforts. I'm trying to make little efforts, is what I'm trying to say in today's episode 5. I think episode 5 is definitely the one where I'm gonna try a little harder despite how tired I am, and through that pushing myself even when I'm tired, it's like you're working out. You gotta push through the pain. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to encourage you to do. I'm a motivational guy right now. Drinking my cold coffee that's been sitting out here for like hours. Gotta break out of that comfort zone. Gotta not enjoy everything you do. Because that's where I'm currently am. Not enjoying myself. No, I'm enjoying your company here. Back at it. I'm typing really bad today. I feel it. You can feel it when you're not completely in the zone. I think this will be a fun one to look into a little bit. The eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg are blue and gigantic. Their retinas are 1 yard high. They look out of no face, but instead from a pair of enormous yellow spectacles which pass over a non-existent nose. They look over They look out of no face, but instead from a pair of enormous yellow spectacles pass over a non-existent nose. It kind of feels, I don't know if this is just me, it feels like every sentence is kind of a little bit of like a hill. It kind of like builds it up to like this pinnacle, this kind of like punchline, and then it brings it back down, and then it kind of flows back. So it kind of like rises and falls. So for example here, it's like, they look out no face, but it changes it up instead from a pair of enormous yellow spectacles which pass over a non-existent nose. Does that make sense? That's kind of how I feel about these sentences right now. There is this like climb that happens, and then it brings it back down. Let's try to find more of those, I suppose. I'm also might be making no sense, but whatever. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care about this anymore. Jeez. Let's just keep moving. Let's just keep moving. Another thing to note here is also how he's starting the second chapter. He's not starting it with action of any sort. He's setting the scene. So he's really taking his time doing it, in my opinion. It's been 3 paragraphs, and he's still kind of working his way through these little details. Ooh, finally. Get to something interesting here. By a small, yes. See how he does it? He kind of takes his time, and then he hits with the final interesting part. Tom's mistress. This. All right. I think I finished 1 page. I think this is a good part for fun facts time. Fitzgerald fun facts, the segment that's fun. Oh, there's a pen here. All right, so I got my trusty little notebook full of secrets and fun facts. Okay, what do we have today? You guys ready for this? You guys ready? Let me take a sip of this first delicious drink, cold coffee. One thing good about this pandemic is it's forcing me, it's making me choose to support a lot of local businesses, and it's really been a good excuse to buy coffee from local coffee roasters. So that has been a real delight and also a real privilege that I have. So I'm doing my part in little ways, treating myself where I can, and I don't know if I'm gonna go back to, it's making me a coffee snob, is what I'm trying to say here. So speaking of beverages, F. Scott Fitzgerald's favorite drink is the Gin Ricky. What does a Gin Ricky contain? Well, it has 2 ounces of gin, half a lime, and club soda. That is the Gin Ricky. That is his favorite drink. Huh. Fun fact. There you go. I need some music here. I'll figure it out at some point. Maybe episode 10 will have some sort of music interlude that can, some sort of intro segment. But that's way too much work. That's a lot of work. I'm already doing a lot of work here. Looking for fun facts, typing this out, being on my computer. A lot of work to produce this. I'm not complaining though. Just letting you know how hard I work. I deserve some credit. I don't. I would like some. I don't know what I want anymore. I don't know what I want. So there, fun fact. Fun fact of the day. It's also fun noting that the thumbnail for this video, I already picked it out, is Robert Redford in the, I believe, the 1974 adaptation, the movie of The Great Gatsby. I haven't seen that one. I saw the Leonardo DiCaprio one, kind of in a blur, kind of in a, like a very, I don't know what, it was on the television. Maybe I was moving around on my phone the whole time. I watched that one, but I haven't seen the Robert Redford one. So maybe once I finish this, I will watch that one. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil this whole thing that I'm doing. What else was I about to say here? Also, for those thumbnail images, I worry that I'm going to run out of images to use, but that is just a crazy, irrational fear that I have right now. Anything to kind of like slow me down with this whole project. It's like, you can stop. You can stop right now. No one will know. No one will care. You're so very early on. And so I'm really trying to fight that whole thing. It's like you just kind of make excuses to not do it anymore. And then he had one, was no, okay. So I now see what he kind of did there with the chapter 2 intro, kind of set the scene, then created this hook. It's like, we're going to talk about his mistress at some point, and then kind of he literally Quentin Tarantino this first page and a half here, and it makes me super curious to think of what his first draft would have possibly looked like. Was it structured this way, or did he move some stuff around to keep that? Writing is all about the order. This is my opinion here. Writing is all about the order of details, like in order to keep the people's, Jesus, I can't speak. Writing is all about the order of detail you reveal to the reader at a given time to keep the reader turning the page. And it's interesting that he kind of chose to do it like this, where it's like kind of the boring stuff, the details, the boring stuff. He does it in a very poetic kind of way, like I was talking about, the rhythm, the ups and downs, and kind of keeping the momentum going with the actual descriptive language and the flow of the sentences. And then he hooks you, he keeps you, it's like, okay, you gotta keep reading now. And then he kind of brings it back, and now it's time to start the actual scenes. So that is very interesting. Brain here came to that, and I know some of you watching this like, oh, what's this guy talking about? This guy's crazy. Maybe so. All right, let's keep going. I really don't feel like typing today. I would rather just talk nonsense all day. Today, I feel a little sore, a little tired. My vision is not so good. I don't think I have the COVID, but a little tired. Just a long week. It's been a long week. How are you? Has it been a long week for you? A long 6 weeks? This is my sixth week. The end. I can't speak. The end of the 6th week for me. It's just been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't know. My longest vacation is 5 weeks that I've been away from home. I don't know why I brought that up, what I'm trying to compare it to. A little bit of cabin fever, is that what you call it? Where you're kind of stuck in one place, all blurring together. For example, like the episode, I feel like this could be episode 1. It's all very much the same. It's not. Every episode's so unique. I'm wearing a collared shirt in this one. Looking good. This is one to remember. One for the archives for sure. I need to focus. I need to do this. Otherwise, I will never finish. It's like when I'm turning my head from one thing to the other, it's like gotta focus, refocus, focus, refocus. I'm really struggling with that today. I'm losing where I am. This is the complaining episode. It's like creating work for yourself, which is what I do a lot. Just like, I should do this. And you just like make up work for yourself that takes forever, which is essentially what writing is. It's like homework you assigned yourself. Tom is very open about this relationship he has with his mistress. Eckelberg. Oh, jeez. It's always so demoralizing to be typing. It's like, I'm typing so fast, I'm typing so fast. And then you look up and you see all those squiggly marks on it. It's like, yeah, you suck. You suck. No. Yeah, doing italics really. Oh, nope, clicked the wrong thing. Oops. Oh no, oops. I'm telling you, I'm not. Nope. What am I doing here? Not doing good. I'm not doing good. I really like this paragraph so far. It's so descriptive. It kind of paints, it really does paint the setting really well, with the car crouched in the corner and the shadows. And then you get Nick's own personal assumptions of it, and kind of creates like a whole different color. It's like you're showing what you see, but then you're also showing what the character thinks. And then the actual another character enters, and just, yeah, I really like this. It's a good mixture of different techniques in there, all sort of in like a couple sentences. Ooh, another page. We're getting there. We're getting there. Wilson's a little desperate. Tom. What a tough businessman, this Tom character. Don't be so mean to Wilson. Okay. I feel like this is a good part for me to try to do my typing speed tests. So, if you missed last episode or you didn't watch that far, then go back, watch it, whatever. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a 1-minute timer, and I'm gonna try to type as quickly as I can. Every word that I get wrong, I'll just deduct it from the overall time. So it's pretty easy to understand. How many words a minute can I do? So let me take a sip of this delicious cold coffee. All right. On my mark, get set, go. All right. I shouldn't have put it right in front of my face. Can't stop looking at the timer now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. I tried. Oh God, stop. All right. Let's see what I did here. I think I did pretty good. It's weird. Plural footsteps on a stairs. And mid-30s. I'm just checking to see if the squiggly lines are actually what's in the text here, and I'm not just making mistakes. Well, I spelled garage wrong, so that sucks. All right, let's see how I did. Word count. That's pretty good. I got one mistake, 59 words per minute, minus 1, 58. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's an improvement on last week. I must say that although I was a little more jittery in this one, this paragraph was actually a little easier to write out than last week's. So I think it will all average out over time, and I'll have a better idea of how I do. Isn't this fun? And like discovering things, like practice. It's all about practice. So that's good. What was it, 58? I'm going to say it's 58. Previous week was 56. This week, 58. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm proud of myself. Here. So, all right, let's get that out of the way. Let's keep going, and this is the tail end of this episode here. I haven't gotten a lot on paper, to be honest. This one. Let's keep moving. Where am I now? Oh yeah, this is the lady. She's entering. Her face above her. Oh, I didn't even spell the right one. I spelled the word. I was just count it. 58, 57. I panicked at the end. Oh, I did. I'm glad I didn't have to spell this word. I mean, if I got to it, I would have written more. Big words, Fitzgerald. Continuing smoldering. She's like glowing. She's like a fire. I like that. And so much of his, I guess you could call them like metaphors, like similes. This one is a simile. Well, as if, it's, you could be creative as you want because the reader isn't going to take it literally, I think. So often I try to do as ifs and I have to make it like almost as literal as possible instead of just, obviously her body, her nerves aren't smoldering, but just try to, push yourself to be as kind of crazy as possible, and it's often easier to dial it back. So that's something I'm trying to do. Oh, I'm writing the same sentence again. Okay, she's this Wilson guy's wife, I guess. Oh, I like this Wilson character. He's so meek. I like him. And I think that's one thing great about Fitzgerald is he's creating such vivid characters so easily. We kind of just get what this character's essence is just from a few descriptive words and a few lines of dialogue. It's actually, I think that is something worth noting for sure. going on here? This is weird. Wait a second. Sheenham. I see what's going on. Oh, poor George Wilson. It's a lot of mystery here. It's not really clear what they're getting up to, what Tom is getting up to. So it's a lot of questions. And that's the whole amount of details to reveal at a given time kind of idea. It's like little bit, little by little. Just have trust that, you gotta just trust the writer to eventually lead you to the end. Yeah, Tom. Muslin. Let's check this word. I don't know this word. We haven't done this today. Our episode of learning new word. Muslin is a loosely woven cotton fabric. There you go. There you go. Another fun thing we do on this show is learn new words. It's so rewarding. The discovery. I mean, I'm sure sometimes I look at these new words, and if you're watching it and you know the words, you're like, oh, this idiot doesn't know what muslin is? Come on. And I think that's a valuable thing, because especially when typing this out. It's when you're reading sometimes, even if you read a word that you don't really know, you kind of just skip it. You're like, I try to figure it out. But while you're doing this, it's already such a slow process that it doesn't hurt to take a moment and actually look up the word. And it might not stick. In fact, I'm pretty confident it doesn't stick, but the more time you see these new words, the way they talk about it, the way they talk about learning, once again, learning and creativity, this we're learning here, is that a lot of learning is like, it's not like switching on a light. It's not like you understand something and you don't understand something. It's not like a light switch. It's like a dimmer switch, and you're slowly, gradually turning the light on, and that's kind of learning. Every time you see the word, every time you use it, you're like bringing up the light a little bit more until it finally sticks with you, and the light is on, and you have knowledge. So that's the idea. That's how learning works. Where am I now? Okay. Heading to New York. Moving Picture Magazine. That's funny. So this is kind of an interesting sentence here. I think we could look at the rhythm of it. And I think this is actually a good one to talk about that Morse code thing I was mentioning earlier. And it starts off with upstairs. In the solemn, echoing drive, she lets 4 taxi cabs drive away before she selects a new one, lavender-colored with gray upholstery. And in this, we slide out of the mass of the station into the glowing sunshine. It's sort of, the rhythm is like, just like a beat, and then a long part where it goes into the details, and then another like shorter beat, and then another long part, right? So we have this short beat, and then it goes into the big part, and then kind of like just a short little breath here, kind of, and it does seem like there's this like top part, and then it brings it back down. I don't know why I'm not a visual learner, I don't think, but that's how I'm seeing this sentence. If it was some sort of music, I don't even know what they're called, music notes, I don't know. So that's how I'm seeing it right now. It's like a beat, long part, a little short peak, and then bringing it to the end. What? And this sentence kind of does the same. It doesn't have that short punctuating part at the beginning like the previous sentence with the upstairs, but it does have this, but immediately she turned sharply from the window and, leaning forward, tapped on the front glass. It has that part, just this part that kind of hinges the beginning and end together. I think that's just something I'm noticing. All right, she wants to get a dog. What fun. Oh, God. Keep clicking on the wrong. All right, this will be the last part. Just finish this sentence here. Rockefeller. Ooh, resemblance. All right, just to make sure. Point and absurd. Okay. Sorry, I missed the part here. There. That's where I'm gonna leave it off today. This seems like a fine spot because now, next time we can be excited about these dogs that this Mrs. Wilson is purchasing for some reason. Hopefully nothing bad happens to these dogs. Hopefully nothing bad happens to them. That was some good progress today. Not super. Actually, we did pretty good. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. So yeah, even though, see, we kind of pushed through it. Push through the pain. It was a workout. I did not want to do this today. And I foresee it getting harder, but I feel really good that I got myself to do this. I'm gonna pat on my back here, pat on my back. Small victories, right? I slowly make our way through this, and I feel like I've at least sort of recognized a bit of the rhythm. I beat my record in typing speed, and we found out what Fitzgerald likes to drink. So this was a very good day, a very good episode. I think the format and structure of the show is slowly becoming what it's meant to be. I'm gonna experiment. Nothing's ever finished, so I mean, we still have a lot to go, and we'll try new things, try different things, jazz it up a bit. But this is a good one. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Same time next week. Same time next week here. Hopefully things will be good. I'm growing out my hair, if you can tell. I decided, this is the time. It's time to just grow out my hair. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that. Thank you for joining me today with another episode of me, Elliot, typing out The Great Gatsby. A fun intro to chapter 2, and we'll check in next week to see what happens to these characters and the dogs, of course. All right. Bye.